Seb's Art Gym. SAG, Part 2. Second episode. Welcome back, everyone. Last time, we had a go at the skeleton, the skull to be more precise. But today, we're going a little bit lower. So we're still focusing on the skeleton head, but we're kind of coming into the neck now and like the shoulder structure just up here, still leaving the rib cage mostly. We don't want to go onto that yet. And in today's episode, we're actually going digital. I haven't done digital in a long time, so I was like, oh, you know what? It'd be fun to do it. And yeah, so without further ado, let's go straight into it. Set up very nicely here for you guys. You might get a little bit of a earthquake going on with the picture. That's just me, the arm, it has to be connected to this desk and it's still a little bit wobbly, but nevertheless, I think we've got something nice to draw here. You guys, I hope you do join along with this. Remember, you do not have to be doing this digitally. You can be doing it at home with a pen, paper, anything you have. Next episode, I'll be going straight back to paper using just a ballpoint pen that I found at work. Just so you guys know, you can use whatever you want. Actually trying to work on my art style a little bit. Well, not fully, but I'm just trying to draw with a little bit more intention nowadays. So rather than instantly going in for drawing guides everywhere, I kind of want to use this opportunity to just put in lines straight away. And I don't want to be too perfect with it, but I want to focus on learning how to draw things without guides a little bit more. Not to say that guides are bad, the guides are actually really good. I just want to be able to learn, put my muscle memory to work, really. That's kind of the main reason. So it's probably going to look a little bit more rough, and it's not going to look as great as it probably would if I were to put a bunch of sketch lines, because we all love those sketch lines. But you know what? Until I try, I'm not going to be able to know what it looks like. So we're just going in with the line work straight away. It's going to be a little bit wobbly because it's different. But I'm going to try and do this without many guides. That's my goal for today. If your goal is to learn more guides, then go ahead. Grab this reference. References, as always, are in the description below, so make sure you go over there, check them out, and they're all the ones that we're using in the video, they're there, so just go for it and yeah, do it at your own pace and do it in your own way, but just follow along with us and have some fun. Again, trying to focus on putting down lines instead. I'm still going to practice the skull a little bit today. I guess the thing I want to learn the most is how to like make these smooth lines. So I'm going to try and do some broader strokes. And if you guys are wondering what the reason for me trying to do these lines is, I'm getting influenced by other artists. That's the reason. No, it's just, I know that one of my favorite artists is Kim Jong-gi, and the style that I wish I knew how to do is his style. And his style does not use guides, really. He knows where to put his lines. And I know that's just from constant practice of like drawing what he sees and constantly doing this practice, putting in as much practice into just everyday drawings, everyday life. Oh no, I forgot I have a chain on and it's probably hitting the mic. This is why you shouldn't wear jewellery as an artist, as a YouTuber artist. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I hope you guys are getting on with some more drawings in this year. You know, I've been having a pretty slow 2024, pretty slow start. Also, what is that? What am I doing with the teeth? But I'm hoping that it's going to speed up a little bit. I'm going to do these roughly, just for now. So I have a guide. That looks funny. Because I'm focusing a little bit too much on the skeleton here. as I said earlier, I don't want this to be about the head. Sorry, the skull. I keep saying skeleton. Not thinking straight. Awesome. Right, let's get that going. So as you can see, we've got a simpler style that we're going for, and it's kind of working out. I mean, it's not the greatest thing I've ever done. Actually kind of sucks compared to like my more sketchy style, but you know what, that's what it's going to be like in the beginning. Anything we do in the beginning is going to suck, and I'm just glad I'm documenting it, because then I'll be able to see this progress after some time, and I'll be able to see that, hey, you know, doing this constantly made it look better. You know, it gave it that effect that I needed. I'm going to add a couple lines. Go for rough lines. You know, it's going to be rough at the beginning, especially with digital. I don't know why I decided to do this on digital first time, because it's a lot harder to get cleaner lines on a tablet like this. This is what I'm using, like a screenless tablet. Maybe one day I'll be able to get one of those Wacoms that I've always dreamed of, but that's somewhere near in the distant future. But I still know that I don't need any of that to create some awesome art. What I actually need is just a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen or anything like that. I get caught up in the things I'm using quite a lot, and it kind of sucks because it gets in the way of my creativity. There's often times where I don't know what to continue drawing, or like I get caught up thinking about what brush I want to use rather than just, you know, sitting down and going straight for it. It's just too much choice sometimes. And that's actually an art talk topic, so I don't want to talk about that too much in this video. But that will be an art talk in the future about choice. Because I think choice, as great as it is, it's not the best for creativity. And to be honest, that's not something I found out. Like that's pretty much common knowledge at this point, but it will still be good to talk about it a little bit, because talking about it enforces it in my brain as well. So, right, we have our skull face. And also, I don't understand why, okay. So, we have our skull face, here it is. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, because now we're going to go in and focus on the neck. Now we have as you guys may see, we have the skulls here. I'm still getting to grips with this software. I haven't actually used it much. I don't know if you can probably tell. I'm going to move this reference up a little bit closer, just so we can have some more fun with it. And I'll move these a little bit further away. So here we are, we're zoomed in, and now what we're doing is we're going to focus on this part, the lovely, lovely neck, and the very complicated things that go on in our, I don't even know what this is, but I am going to actually start off with some simple shapes, just so I can break it down a little bit more, even though I am trying to do this new style that I've been talking about. It's quite complicated to just go straight in to drawing with this, so I'm gonna take this opportunity to sort of put in some simple shapes in red. Actually, that would be much smarter if I did that on a new layer. So I've got that coming in here. Simple shapes again, breaking down the sort of 3D form that's going on here. So there's something going on over here with the neck muscles. I'm going to use this opportunity to kind of separate the vertebrae. Cool. There's this going on over here, which I can't draw. Let's see. So we've got these two sort of circular shapes going on here. To be honest, I could have just drawn a full circle here. Oh god. And worked from that, because we've got quite a circular thing going on here, so I think it'll be good to break that down into a circle of some sort. So these are the bones that we're working with here, and that's the beginning of the rib cage. That's what's going on here. And then we have the collarbones, which work like this. I realize this may seem like a pointless and tedious study, but I think it's important that we get all of this stuff done. It's not going to be pleasant, and it definitely isn't, because it's a very difficult thing to be drawing right now. But I think it's gonna have some benefits in the future. I'll try and after this go on to do the little parts under this. So we'll go lower basically, and we'll zoom out a little bit, because right now we're very, very close. But I think it's very important to get all of these done. So I've got some rough stuff going on here. I think this will be good as a base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the opacity of this layer, and I'm going to put it under our main one, and then we'll go over it here. I'm going to make my pen slightly thinner. Cool. And now let's add a little detail. Let's get real into here. So you can see there's this strange, I hope I'm seeing this correctly, but there's almost, I believe that's like the Adam's apple. This here, that bone, that's what it is, right? It looks like it's that. I didn't even know this was a bone. I mean, it is a pretty tough part of our neck, so I'm kind of strange of me to not assume that it was a bone. But do you know what this exercise will be absolutely fantastic for? For learning how to draw organic shapes. See, we have to look at these things in loads of different angles, because learning how to draw things like the spine or any bone structures is going to make it a lot easier to learn how to draw organic stuff. And the more organic some like the shapes you create are, the effect on someone when they see it is insane. Because what we're really starting to do is we're starting to trick people's brains into understanding our art. And organic shapes are a lot easier to understand for people because it's natural, it's nature, it's not human made. People didn't make this stuff, it's not machine. This is the beauty of life and all the stuff that was created. And it's pretty intricate and amazing. It's actually kind of insane how weird all these shapes look. But it's difficult to draw, but it looks beautiful. And by doing studies of things like the spine or the rib cage, not only are we, I'm going to get a little bit more comfortable here. Not only by doing this are we learning how to draw a human, we're learning how to draw so much more. We're learning how to draw all these complicated, intricate shapes. Like this isn't a square, this isn't a rectangle, it's not a circle, this is something else. It's beautiful, and I think the more we learn these sort of things, although it may seem very pointless, like if you're doing this, you're like looking at it and you're like, oh, why am I learning how to draw a collarbone? Like what use is this going to have? And first of all, it's going to improve your general anatomy because you're going to understand what's under the hood. Like you're going to understand why and how these things work. And also, you're going to learn how to draw organic shapes. And let's say you were building an alien world and you wanted to get real detailed and create some crazy things that have some human resemblance, but you don't really know what they are. Like take examples from art from someone like HR guy Giga. Look, I have this book right here, one of these. I was gifted this from my school. It's amazing, and his work is a prime example of using organic shapes to create something terrifying and something out of this world. Definitely practicing things like this, I'm sure he used references of like human anatomy a lot to really understand and try and create these worlds that he was creating. I think it is very important to study all of this stuff. So that's why we're doing it, and that's why we're in Seb's art gym right now. You should be happy because we are here grinding out, we're here creating, and we're here making a difference in our art. And I hope you guys are joining in, learning, struggling, suffering with me, because at the end of the day, we all want to be drawing some cool stuff, like some cool characters, some cool environments, but it's going to take a lot of suffering to get there. It's going to take a lot of practice to get to that stage where we can easily recreate something straight out of our minds. So take the time, put in the time, and learn these things. And then it's going to be so much easier later on. And that's generally a lesson for life. You know, the harder the things we do, the easier the life will be. It's really simple, but if it was easy to do, and then everyone would do it, right? If this practice was easy to do, then every artist would have done it, and every artist would be amazing. But there's not that many. Well, there's a lot of really good artists out there, and I guarantee you every single one of them has practiced fundamentals or in some way, or just practiced a lot from real life and just real life drawings and just constant grinding and suffering. I guarantee you that that's the case. Right, kind of finishing this up. We've got some cool shapes being built here. A lot of this may look like squiggly lines, and some of it is, but I am trying to generally follow the reference that we have here to create these lines. I think as important as it is to learn how to draw these, you've got to pick and choose what's really important, you know. I think you can make a spine look very realistic by just doing what we're doing here and adding these sort of little shapes into here and having a little bit of fun with it. I think everyone that looks at this is going to know, hey, look, that's a spine. But you don't have to worry about having every single detail in over here and getting it all right. As much as I'm a believer in, you know, doing that to create the best work that we can, I think we've really got to pick and choose what's worth doing and what's going to bring us the biggest result. Because I think doing something like this, rather than sitting here and meticulously drawing every single little shape here, is going to get you the knowledge into your head much faster, and you're going to be able to recreate it very well, and everyone's going to understand it when they look at it. So you've kind of just got to see if it's worth investing all that extra time just to slightly improve your knowledge of something that probably no one's going to see. So it's important to do things like that, to choose all of that. And I just got a notification that my battery is low on my phone. That's sick. That's all right. We're going to be ending this shortly, but we're still going to try and practice a little bit more, a little bit further down, just so we understand this a little bit more. Now, what I want to try and do here is something a little bit different. I want to take this reference. All right, let's take our drawing first. Oh, no. So it crashed. this was a prime example of why we should have done this on paper. You know what? I'll give it a pass. Rebel 7 is still quite early on in its release stages, but it crashed. It may have had something to do with my phone popping up and saying the battery's low or something, or I don't know what really happened, but as you guys could see, it's backtracked us quite a lot, so everything that I did is gone. So with that, I'm actually going to end this a little bit early, and then we'll do a redo of this episode again. I'm still going to upload this because I think it was a nice process and I think it went fairly well, but yeah, well, I'll redo this on paper in the next art gym, so I guess we'll do a redo. I guess we can put it this way, we had the pump wasn't sufficient today at the gym, so we're gonna have to do it again. Now, as much as it sucks, oh man, it sucks. With that, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It didn't go 100% well, but that's all right. We'll do it again. I hope you guys got some practice in as well, and you practiced this sort of area of the skull. But hopefully in the next one, we'll get a little bit further. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you want to see some more, consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you in the next art gym. Take care.